To all of you cryptocurrency and XRP holders, as he hasn't done since 2007, Warren Buffett just issued a grave warning. Contrary to what some of you may be thinking, he did not issue this warning orally. Rather, it's something he accomplished by his acts. Additionally, you should pay attention to the money's movement, its destination, and the actions of the leading investors, rather than just their words. Individuals like Warren Buffett, who have a significant impact on the stock, cryptocurrency, and real estate markets, frequently refrain from discussing particular topics to prevent legal action or alienating many of the individuals who would otherwise want to hear from them. Having said that, he has been engaging in a number of fascinating activities that he hasn't done in a very long time, and I firmly believe that this merits your full attention. Prior to delving into his specific actions, motivations, and strategies for making money, let's discuss the current situation and a significant lesson that Warren Buffett previously discussed. This lesson, in my opinion, is highly relevant to our current situation. This quotation is taken directly from A Letter to Investors, one of Warren Buffett's newsletters from long ago. I have two perspectives on diversification, he explains. I would recommend a great deal of focus if you are an expert and confident. For everyone else, engage in complete diversification if it's not your forte. He continues by saying that diversification is illogical and that it's your game. Investing in your 20th option instead of your first is absurd. LeBron James comparison. Do not bench LeBron James in order to make way for someone else if he is on your team. You never actually get to know any of your Hiratma 40 women well. Charlie and I operated with 5 positions, he explains. I would have 80% in 5 spots and 25% for the largest if I were running 50, 100, or 200 million. I discovered a job in 1964 that I was prepared to put a lot of effort into, up to 40%. I also notified investors that they may withdraw their funds, but none did. Following the salad oil controversy, the job was at American Express. I installed the most of my network in the Geico in 1951. LTCM was having problems later in 1998. I would have been willing to allocate 75% of my portfolio to the difference between the 30-year Treasury bonds that are on-run and those that are off-run. Even in the last several years, there have been several occasions when I would have reached 75%. You can load up if it's your thing and you're an expert in your field. What is the purpose of sharing this information with you all now? It truly demonstrates to you all how Warren Buffett genuinely amassed his fortune. He was almost always visiting companies that had recently been involved in significant scandals that severely damaged their operations and caused them to trade at a price significantly below their fair market worth. He subsequently purchased a sizable portion of those companies at that price, gaining a substantial share in the business and enjoying exceptional development over an extended period of time as a result. And from my perspective, the cryptocurrency market is no different. There is a lot of volatility right now, and you would be making a lot of money if you have been buying these cryptocurrencies on a regular basis from these huge dumps. I'm positive that I have, as have those in my Discord who have been imitating my deals. And that's what makes investing so lovely. When most people are selling, you want to buy, and when most people are buying, you want to sell. Having said that, this provides some crucial background information for the remainder of the film, which helps viewers truly get why Warren Buffett is selling so much. He does more than just sell stocks. He also sells companies that he owns, something he doesn't do very often. It was in 2020 that he last sold a company he owned. Prior to that, it was a newspaper company in 2013. Accordingly, he doesn't do this very frequently, and now he wants to sell his real estate company, which, believe me, will have a significant impact on the market. However, it's noteworthy to note that while Warren Buffett is selling U.S. stocks, affluent people are flooding into the market. Why could this be? Then why are affluent investors flooding the market with equities at prices we haven't seen since January 2021 or September 2022? Everything will make a lot of sense after you see what I'm showing you and what you're going to see here. Having said that, I want to make sure that everyone watching today's video has the chance to replicate my trades in order to profit greatly from the movements that will surely occur here. It's really simple. All you need to do is use the link below to sign up for our partner exchange, BTCC, then enter Discord. From there, you can just click over here to hashtag and join a VIP on the side and claim VIP once you've deposited and joined up on the partner exchange. This will grant you access to Levi's Trades, where I share all of my trades, and premium access to our Discord. Our most recent victory was a beautiful, hefty 48.46%. Prior to it, we had another 110% victory. Our final two closed positions are these two. Therefore, join the conversation and register on BTCC if you want to earn that type of money. You can immediately begin imitating my trades. All right, this is the juicy part of today's video, the meat and potatoes. Warren Buffett is doing what? How is it possible to profit from this? As we can see, Warren Buffett is presently in negotiations to sell Berkshire's real estate company. Now, when he first purchased this company, it was a fantastic investment and he profited greatly from it. However, there is something going on right now that cannot be disregarded. Data on home sales in the US is showing some quite crazy figures. We may observe that the most patient and calculating investor in the world is exiting. What do you suppose will occur next? To understand why he is doing this and why he has so much cash on hand, let's examine home sales data. He currently has more than $200 billion in cash on hand, which is incidentally the largest cash pile ever held by a publicly traded corporation. And given how successful this man has been, it makes reasonable for everyone to at least take a moment to look at what's happening. What you are viewing is the data on home sales during the previous few years. It begins in February 2015 and ends on February 2025. As we can see, home sales had a few significant declines during the year, most notably during the pandemic that occurred here in 2020. A huge dip occurred, but what is happening at this very moment? Not much has changed from 2022 to 2025 when we have reached this point. Actually, our trading has been lower than it was a decade ago. There is something really weird about this. Furthermore, it is understandable that Warren Buffett would desire to sell his real estate company at this time. The last 3 or so years have been particularly difficult for home sales, which have been drastically declining. This highlights one very significant problem. The likelihood of the typical person being able to afford a home is dwindling. Because of the affordability crisis, the majority of individuals are choosing not to purchase any homes at all. However, who is purchasing homes? As we can see, the only ones now purchasing them in huge quantities are big corporations, and they are significantly increasing these figures. However, we can also see that significant declines in property sales occur during recessions or periods of stagnant economic growth. This actually occurred during the epidemic, along with a significant stock and cryptocurrency market meltdown and subsequent significant rebound. However, we haven't fully recovered and returned to our previous state. This is due to several factors. First of all, because banks already have a large number of liabilities on their balance sheet, they are not willing to take many risks. Therefore, they are unable to provide mortgages to additional people who are unable to pay them, which is a major issue that we faced in 2021 when we were hitting new all-time high figures. Therefore, we should definitely pay attention to an economy that has a lot of liabilities, a lot of debt, a lot of approaching issues if there isn't a price shift. However, I want to delve a little bit more into what's happening with Buffett because, to be honest, I believe this section of the film does a pretty excellent job of sort of articulating his current attitude and the reasons for his actions. So pay attention. Warren Buffett, who has more than $325 billion in cash on hand. It's the biggest cash pile ever owned by a firm, especially a public company. In 3 easy, quick steps, I'll explain why he's selling so many shares and accumulating this substantial cash position. Let's address the elephant in the room as the first step. Values of stocks. The stock market is in a bubble at nosebleed levels, as you are all aware. That does not preclude it from rising, but you must ascertain whether it is inexpensive or costly. Warren Buffett is doing just that. He is looking at all of his indicators, and I can guarantee you that they are flashing red, indicating that it's more than simply pricey. The pricing is outrageously high. Let's now examine Buffett's preferred metric. The Buffett indicator would be that